Alright, hello and welcome back to the Steins visual novel. We just had a showdown between Suzaku and Kurisu. So, let us continue on. Kurisu says, "Why was she glaring at me?"
知らん。お前が何か怒らせるような真似をしたのではないのか?
How should I know? Did you do something to make her angry? Okabe says.
彼女とは今初めて会ったのに失礼な人ね。
I've never seen her before in my life. How rude, Kurisu says. Kurisu picked a fight with me the first time we met too, but that was a hallucination, so I don't say anything. We're still on chapter 2. Awesome. I get Daru and Mayuri to come down and help us, and the four of us carry the IBN 5100 upstairs. IBN 5100.
みんなご苦労。これで俺たちは戦える。
Good work, everyone. With this, we can fight, Taro said.
戦うって誰と?
Who are you fighting? Kurisu said.
セル。そして世界を牛耳る支配構造とだ。
CERN and the system that rules the world, replies Okabe.
あんたって本当に幸せそうね。
If that's what makes you happy, Kurisu replies.
幸せ。そんなものは望んでいないさ。俺を誰だと思っている？狂気のマッドサイエンティストだぞ。
This is so enjoyable. Okabe replies, Happy? I do not desire happiness. Have you forgotten? I am an insane, mad scientist.
俺が手に入れた混沌。そのためのタイムマシンだ。
There he goes again. He continues, What I desire is chaos. The time machine exists to bring chaos to the world.
ごめん、言い直す。あんたって本当にベータエンドルフィン過剰分泌によるジャンキーね。
Never mind happiness. You're like a junkie hyper-secreting beta endorphins. Kurisu replies, Beta endorphins, something with the brain. A neurotransmitter secreted by the brain effectively suppresses pain and stress, producing euphoria. The effect known as runner's high can be explained by the secretion of these beta endorphins. Huh. Alright, let us continue.
オカリン、オカリン、悪いことはダメっていつも言ってるのに。
Alright, Mayuri butts in. Ocarine, I don't want you doing bad things, remember?
けどすげえよ。マジで見つけてくるなんて。僕たちにできないことを平然とやってのける。そこにしびれる。
That's a lot on screen. That's the most on screen I've seen yet. And I'm not just referring to Daru. Daru says, But wow, I can't believe you found one. You make the impossible look easy. That's why we love you. That's why we
憧れないけどね。
I certainly don't admire him, Kurisu says. Says Daru. Says Okabe. Says Kurisu. For a moment there is complete silence, probably due to the awkwardness.
見つけられたのはね、マユシーのお手柄なんだよ。
It's all thanks to Mayushi, Mayuri says. Mayuri, oblivious as always, puffs out her chest with pride. But I don't miss Kurisu's relieved sigh. She keeps dropping manga quotes. Does this mean what I think it means? Hopefully.
マユシー情報がなかったら、オカリンは今も秋葉の街をふらふらさまよってたんだもん。
Without Mayushi's info, Okurine would still be lost on the streets of Akiba, Mayuri said.
あ、マユリの言う通りだ。今回ばかりはよくやってくれた。
Mayuri's right. She did well this time, said Okabe.
ということでマユシーはそろそろ帰るね。
Mayuri says, Anyway, it's time for Mayushi to go home.
クリスちゃんはどうする？途中まで一緒に帰ろう。
What about you, Chris-chan? Wanna go together? She continued.
ありがとう。でももうしばらくここにいるわ。
Thanks, but I'm going to stay here a little longer, Karisu said. Looks like Karisu's interested in the IBN 5100 and CERN after all. That reminds me, I haven't filled her in yet. Okay.
そっか。あんまり遅くならないうちに帰った方がいいよ。
She's so soft and kind. Just the softness of her voice. Oh, man. Okay, but you should go home before it gets too dark. Or too late. Well, you see what you want to see when you're reading it in a girl voice. Before it gets too late. It's a good idea. So Mayuri said that?
じゃあまた明日ね。トゥットゥルー。
See you tomorrow. Toot-tooroo. She finishes her talk and leaves. Mayuri waves her hand as she leaves.
それでダル、 IBN5100 はいつからセルンへのハッキングに使えそうだ。
Now then, Daru, when do you think we can use the IBN 5100 to hack CERN?
そうだな。
Well, said Daru. Daru talks as he plugs the IBN 5100's power adapter into the wall. He turns the machine on and the power supply begins to make a turbulent noise.
すげえ、ちゃんと電源ついた。
Daru says, Wow, it actually turned on.
まずこいつの使い方を覚えなきゃなんだぜ。そもそも配線つなげたりも大変そうだし。
First, I need to learn how to use this thing. It looks like hooking it up is going to be a pain. He continued.
ちょっと時間かかるかも。サーバー管理者の ID 探しと同時進行は無理っぽ。
It might take a while. I can't play with this thing and search for the server admin's ID at the same time. He continued.
構わん。ID 探しを優先させてくれ。
All right, prioritize the ID search, says Okabe.
できれば今月中に IBN5100 を使えるようにはしてもらいたいところだが。
If possible, I'd like you to get the IBN 5100 ready to use this month, though. He continued.
今月ってまだ30日丸々残ってんじゃん。さすがに来月まではかからねっつうの。
Daru says there's still 30 days left this month. It's not going to take that long. That's my super hacker.
それ
Aha,
で
let's check it. So yeah, every one of these choices you make with all these mail changes where you end up in the finale of the game. Certain things unlock certain endings. Shining Finger. God info. Have you found any leads yet? Nothing at all on my end. I've been to a lot of stores, but none of them had an IBN 5100 on display. Maybe I should have tried asking. Anyway, let me know if you've found anything, Moaka.
ちょっと岡部。
She said, "Hey Okabe," and he said, "What?" I look up. Kurisu is glaring at me, probably because I was answering my phone. Checking on him. What did you just call me? Rintro said.
岡部って言ったのに。
I called you Okabe, Kurisu said.
岡部だと。
Oh, I remember this from the anime. You called me Okabe? says Okabe. I take one step towards Kurisu. And she takes a step back.
オカリン、タンマタンマ。
Time out, says Daru. Daru tries to hold me back, but I shake him off and take a step closer. Kurisu doesn't step back this time. Without taking her eyes off me, she bites her lip hard and curls her hands into fists.
今岡部と言ったか
Did you just call me Okabe? Okabe asks.
言ったわよ。悪い？
I did. Problem? She says.
確かに私はあんたより年下だけど、人のことクリスティーナだとかゾンビだとか呼ぶ相手がいるとき、そいつには敬意を表さないとするのが私の考えなんだから。
Yes, I'm younger than you, but you insist on calling me by ridiculous names like Christina and Zombie. So I don't think I need to show you any respect by adding San, and besides...
違う
That's not the problem, interrupts Okabe. She's shocked.
俺は岡部ではない不法員強魔だ何度言わせればわかるのだクリスティーナ
I am not Okabe. I am Hoin Kyoma. How many times do I have to tell you, Christina? She's stunned.
自分のこと棚にあげすぎだろ、あんた。
Gosh, you're so full of yourself, she says.
いい子俺のことは法員あるいは強魔と呼ぶように
From now on, call me Hoin. That or Kyoma, Okabe says.
お断りします。
No, Kurisu says. Kurisu snaps at me and turns away. Are those tears I see in her eyes?
もしかして泣いたのか
Are you crying? Asks Okabe.
泣いてないわよ、バカ。男の人に怖い顔で迫られて恐怖を感じちゃったりなんかしてないし、その後のあんたのバカゼリフにほっとして涙が出ちゃったわけでもないからな。
I totally remember this from the anime. I'm not crying. It's not like I was scared of you for a second there or anything, and I definitely wasn't relieved when you started talking like an idiot again, okay? Baka, she said. Whoop. Come back here. There we go. She stalks over to the window and stares outside. She probably wants a bit of fresh air. I see her wipe her eyes with the back of her hand. Seems she was crying after all.
誰よ女子はなぜ泣いている
Daru, why is my assistant crying? Rintaro asks.
今本人が全部説明したわけだが
She said so herself just now, Daru says.
俺は名前の間違いを正しただけだ
All I did was correct her on my name, says Okabe.
強気に見えて意外と打たれ弱いのかもそれはそれで燃えるけど
Maybe she only acts strong, but is actually weak on the inside. That would be pretty moe, says Daru. Well, whatever. Back to checking mail. But I'm thirsty from this hard day's work, so before that I take a fresh Dr. P out of the fridge. A Dr. Pepper, the drink of mad scientists.
ねえ、話を聞かせてくれないの？
Hold up, let me check the phone again. Yeah, okay. Alright, Kurisu. Hey, aren't you going to tell me what's going on? I toss the bottle to Kurisu once she turns around. Dr. People. Okay. Kya? Kurisu tries to catch it but fails magnificently. She picks up the bottle off the floor, then shoots me a glare. It's pretty typical.
それでも飲んで少し待っていてくれ
I'll explain in a second. Drink that while you wait, says Okabe.
気遣いありがとう。
Gee, thanks, says Krisu. I need to send a reply to Shining Finger. She ended up being no help at all, but I suppose I can't just say nothing. And we are out of time, so thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for more of the Steins Gate visual novel. I will see you up ahead. Take her cool.